Hey yo, it's Guido coming at you with a Tactics Talk. Thanks for tuning in and welcome back. On this episode, we have Porani in his Emil 1 Tier 8 Swedish heavy auto-loading tank. He's in a 357 on Malnovka, spawned into the north side. This was a great one here. He sent this in to me asking for some help on, hey, how can I do a little bit better? And this is going to be a great lesson in positioning, on the timing of your decisions, and the follow-up to those decisions. So let's talk about it as we go. He's headed up here. This is not a bad spot for an Emil. It's got great gun depression and a fantastic turret for a tier 8. I think Porani, I'd have gone to the left side of these buildings on this one and looked for those guys like the STA-2 coming up. The STA-2 happens to be on the other side of the track, so you wouldn't have shots on him. But if somebody comes up opposite of where your Centurion 1 is, the Emil is a great tank for running up there, just sticking up your turret and punishing somebody early and then fading back. Of course, there's 2 artillery, so that is an issue. You're going to come around here, take a look. I think he's still behind the rock or maybe below the hill. Your other option is to go over there, about this area here, and come up and over. But with the artillery, being a little more cautious like you're doing is not a bad idea, so you don't eat those 2 shots. The 30B, if he could get up onto that hill and spot their guys that are getting up on top about right now, would be a very big help. But unfortunately, he hasn't done so. So for this map to work, you've got to have a symbiotic relationship between the guys over here on the east, you guys in the middle, and these guys over here. I thought this was a pretty good decision. 30B runs off. I think you saw that you had a problem over on the east side, and you're going to head over there and help. So I like the timing of it. Plus, you've got the Centurion 7-1 and the T-34 already dealing with the 5-6 line. So I thought overall this is a good idea. I talked about the initial positioning. You said maybe over to the right a little bit. If you were going to go where you were, maybe over to the left more where the Centurion was. I think really, had I spawned into this battle with this Emil, I'd have already been over on the left side on the hill because it's just really good for fighting over there. And now you got a bit of an issue. You've got a bat chat coming in, getting behind you. IS-3's falling back, and you're going to stop right here kind of in the open. You're looking for shots. Not bad. You do have to deal with this guy. There's a miss, just bad gunnery on that part. There's a hit. Ooh, you take a hit. Someone up on top sees you. I'm not really surprised. Fix those tracks and charge in. Okay, so you've got 1 shell left. And there's an ISM right there. So 2 choices here are shoot 3, actually. Shoot that ISM with that shell on the run and just keep moving for cover so you can cover yourself up from the guys that are up on the hill. Run for cover and hit C to start your reload, or stop and take an aimed shot on the ISM. For my money, it's a running shot while moving into cover, and that will help me force a reload. This is just awareness on your autoloader, where you happen to be, how many shells you have, where the enemy is. And unfortunately, you do none of the above. You move in, you don't shoot, you don't stop and take a shot, and you don't keep heading for cover. You actually stop midway, and you still haven't started your reload on your autoloader. And now we're sort of backing up, and this is cover-ish. At this point, after you stopped, it's probably not a bad idea. And now we go for the late reload. So you should already be up about where that bat chat is. 30B is now coming back. He's got a little help. And I agree with this. Moving forward is the right idea here. Let's get up in here. You might have investigated that shot just to see if you had it. You didn't have a shell, but just to see. Not a bad decision to keep going, though, because now you're covered up. Move up through this ravine, which is a very good idea. And what I thought you were going to do here was head up the hill. And that's exactly the right answer at this point. They've got quite a few guys up there. You want to get up and underneath that hill, push up in there, and start lighting these guys up. And the hold down capability of the Emil with its depression and its great turret, he's just going to have a really good day up here. So we come up here, we're heading up the ramp. I'm thinking, all right, he's going to push in. Maybe take a look, see if you're lit. Okay, no one's lit me. Pull back. What I would do right there, just pull back. Not lit, go. Right now it's just go. All right, and that's that positioning thing I talked about. People can often make good decisions on it, but the timing becomes critical. You should already be nearly halfway to that hill. At this point, you should be heading up that hill. These guys are getting lit by people down below, but everybody sitting back is not very helpful, especially if they have decent hold-down fighters up there who are looking through bushes. And now we finally go. So it just really took a long time for you to get going up that hill. Good decision to go over to that side of the map. A little bit misplayed coming there initially and just late to get up there. And this is This is exactly what newer to intermediate players have problems with, is learning what the timing is, how soon they should be moving. And now we see these guys just keep trucking. I might have fired on the run right there just to get his head down. T-34 is moving up, but he's about to get absolutely nuked. Hits a couple times. And now we're going to see just really how well this Emil goes hold down. So down goes the 34. This guy's trying to back out. Nice job. Down he goes. Back, back, back. And you really had that shot right away. You're hunting for it a little bit. There he is right there. So as far as technique goes when I'm doing something like that, that's why I zoom in a little more instead of kind of hang out a little bit further back, at least what you were doing initially. Now you're right here looking for him, but he's up here. All right, which means you're going to need a little bit more unless you're going to accept that shot into his turret. Good bounce. There we go. Take him down. Ooh. Backing up. T-34. Now the T-34's got good depression. He's got you right here. And what I didn't understand here is why you weren't already investigating where this guy is. And if you thought he was going to have a shot, because you've got some help back here, and although it looks like it's not, it's really just this guy at this point. The 30B is coming up. Maybe if you'd have just backed off right here, you'd have had a little bit better time with this guy. But as it is, we get that shot. We bounce. Come in here and we get another shot on him. And the 30B is going to take him down. So that's a good deal. We got the two T-34s. Everybody's cleared off. And this becomes just a bit of SA at this point. Look at it. You've got two TDs, a heavy, which you know where the defender is. You know where one of the TDs is. And then you've got two artillery. And I would be worried about the artillery hitting you right here. What ends up happening is you're going to back up. You were just lit. And then you're going to stop right here. And I think you were pretty close to the point where you were still lit. I might have continued to move just a little bit. There was really no reason to stop. Maybe go back in a little lateral movement. Maybe go over here towards that way. And now you're doing it a little bit more. But I think you really took a chance of maybe getting a blind shot. And you may have actually been lit when you stopped. And that's about the worst scenario right there. For the rest of the SA then, you see the defender goes down. You know one of the TDs is over there. Based on where guys were dying, I am about 99% sure at this point the other TD's over there with him. Plus you've got these bushes to move up into, and it takes you a while to kind of get up and over. Looks like you're using some cover here, and that's fine. Down goes that artillery. I'd have made a beeline straight for those bushes. Got into him and started looking for that other TD. Maybe he is hanging out down here, and you might get to see him. I think he's over here. Also, you're looking for maybe finding their artillery down here, but you're just very hesitant to move up. So again, good idea on your positioning decision, but just really slow to execute it. And then on this one, now you can see the ISUs down there. So you got a couple choices here. I might have stayed up here for a while and seen if that 30B could light the artillery. Maybe he's actually sitting here. Doesn't turn out that he is. He's way over on the other side. Or just make a beeline off this and try to get over there. Eventually you do that, and we'll just speed this up. Zinging along here, we're going to come up. 30B's looking for the artillery, does not find it. Clearly he's over in that corner. We're going to try to get up, and down he goes. So it's just another example of, had you been a little more aggressive just pushing up into those bushes, nobody there, coming off faster, you might have actually been up on this hill about the time that guy lit, and you may have had one more shot. It's a small thing, but these are all those little things that add up together that add that extra 300, 600, 900 damage and changes what was a 1,300 to maybe a 2,000 damage. And that's what the top-end players do. They're always, always, always pressing and looking for that next shot. That doesn't mean they YOLO. It doesn't mean they're trying to make bad decisions about jumping out in front of everything. But taken into the whole context of this game, as you look at it, I think at this point you could probably see there were quite a few opportunities for you to move a little sooner. But the good news is the thought process is generally correct. You're going to the right places. You're thinking about it. You're looking at the mini-map. You're assessing. It's just the decision-making timing is a little bit late. And that's pretty standard for those medium to or middle skill, whatever the heck I'm trying to say. Middle skill players down to the newer or bad players. All right, man. Nice job. Everybody else, I hope you liked what you saw. I hope you learned something. This was a great instructional video for these kind of things as far as positioning goes. And as always, we will see you.